The road to a championship is both literal and figurative. The figurative road is all the practices, the gatherings that start in August, meeting new teammates, making new friends, building relationships, hitting the ice, working out. All those practices, all those games, all those team building activities, all the locker room discussions, the agreements, the disagreements, the laughs, and the tears. The road is also a literal one, as many of the girls who are about to take the ice in the AGHF championship game drive miles and miles and miles, some themselves, most with the help of their parents or their teammates' parents, friends, grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody who's willing to pitch in to support the sorority of girls that play hockey at the youth level. Today, at the U19 AA youth level, the highest and final level of youth hockey, the New Jersey Rockets girls will take on the York Devils for the AGHF championship. You are looking live at Iceland in Hamilton Township, New Jersey, where the Rockets and the York Devils are getting set to face off for the chip, the title. All those miles, literal and figurative, lead to this destination. Thank you for watching on RizzoVision. This is Joe Rizzo. We're glad to have had you along for the entire season. If you've been able to tune in here, or if you've come in person, any support that you've given from near and far is appreciated by the girls, by the families, and often expressed to me here on the channel. So we'd like to thank you for being part of the journey that has led us to this point, and we hope that you enjoy the hockey that you are about to see as the top two teams in the AGHF for the entire season now do it one more time, the sixth time this season, and the winner will be crowned the AGHF champion right on this ice surface. The teams are getting ready. They haven't had approval to come out yet. The Zambonis have done their job. The players and the coaches have done theirs. Both teams are dressed. Both teams are ready. The coaches have occupied each bench. But as process and procedures go, the referees are not here yet. And you cannot take the ice without the refs being there. So as we wait a moment, we get you a little bit of background on what you will see here today. The goaltending matchup, you can see Bridget Bales of the York Devils at the doorway, number 31 in white. Emma Lacey, number 7, will start in between the pipes for the Rockets. In the 6-game series, this being the 6th, the Devils have won 3 and the Rockets 2. The last of those was yesterday evening, Saturday night, in a game made meaningless by the fact that both teams had secured their spot in the final through just 2 games of the AGHF round robin. The Devils won that one 5-3. It was played serious for some parts, but the Rockets dressed third goaltender Lily Latour and put her in net. And Emma Lacey, who's starting today, and Arialis Markland, who beat the Lehigh Valley Phantoms on the early game of Saturday's schedule, skated out, and the girls had a little fun with that. Nevertheless, it goes down on some record somewhere as a 5-3 win by the Devils and a 3-2 advantage in the season series. Neither team has beaten the other in consecutive meetings this season, so maybe that's a sign for the Rockets. The Rockets are the only team that put a blemish on York's brilliant AGHF season. They lost once to the Rockets in a shootout, and in their most recent regular season game, the Rockets came up victorious. After the shootout win by the Rockets, the Devils came back the next day and beat New Jersey in the back end of that weekend series. So the two teams are about as evenly matched as possible. And it seems poetic and almost inevitable that it was going to come down to these two playing for this title. Because of the newness of the league, the automatic berth into nationals is not available. However, the winner of the game might be able to make a case to get a berth at large for nationals. The referees have given the approval, and both teams have taken the ice. The Rockets, as the lower seeded team, they are the second seed, are the visitors. They wear the black jerseys with red along the top of the shoulders. They have red numerals outlined in white. They have a red stripe that wraps the jerseys from front to back, and the Rockets word is a logo type written out across their jerseys. The O in Rockets is a ball of rocket flame. They wear black pants, black socks with a thick red stripe flanked top and bottom by gray, thin stripes. Black helmets for all the skaters, white helmets for the goalies. On the front of the socks, that logo also appears with the ball of flames. Lacey in net getting the warm-up. The last Rockets to stretch are Rizzo 13 and Ulrich 84, and they will now join the warm-ups. Here you look at the York Devils playing in front of their goaltender Bridget Bales. They have the white jerseys. They have a fancy font in the back with black along the shoulders, black numerals outlined in red. They wear black pants with red trim on the sides. Their socks are white on the top, black on the bottom, and a red stripe in between. All skaters have black helmets. The goalie has a white one. It's been a season of attrition for the Rockets. However, the good news is that they have not played better at any point this season than they are now. They have overcome myriad injuries. They have lost key players, including both of their starting goalies and the tandem, for extended periods. They lost their captain, PJ Jacobus, for about 3 months. They lost both goalies at the same time for about a 5-week period. It's been next girl up, and they have responded to the challenge every time. Lily Latour, who you'll see probably starting the game on defense. There she is, number 12 in the slot. She came in when the other two goalies could not play due to injury, and she buoyed the season from spiraling out of control by jumping into the nets. The Rockets have gotten more and more healthy as a team over the last few weeks, and they're about as full to strength as they could ever hope to be at this point. The Devils, their familiar group, will have one short today as Erin Hess, the brilliant, speedy forward, will be on the bench in her jersey and with a helmet on. Otherwise, it's the group that we've seen 5 times before. They play well as a team. They play a very good system. They're potent offensively, they're strong defensively. The two teams are so evenly matched, and the biggest thing of all that overrides it is the respect between the players. Yes, at times you will see hits, and you will see sticks rise, and you will see tempers flare, but in the end, these two teams have enormous respect for one another. And it shows after the games and off the ice, where those respectful gestures are often made, and sometimes chats off the ice or in any other way. You could tell when your opponents respect you. The Devils have broken down. The Rockets now break down. And they come to the bench as the guests. On the scoreboard, which you see to the right, the Rockets score as the guests will be on the right. We hope that the shots on goal will be working, and the home score of the Devils will be on the left. The Devils have already put their starters out there. Lacey Nelson at center, Madison Brewer on the right wing, and on the left wing, it is Briella Falkenroth. On defense, the dynamic duo of Catherine Kaddish, the captain, number 8, and Amber Maluzio, number 53. Nieves, Rizzo, and Rodriguez up front. Jacobus and Fox on D. Liftoff in the AGHF championship game. Battled for, of course, right below us, so you can't see the first action of the game. Nelson sends it in. Somebody lost a stick. It's Fox. Jacobus fires it off the boards toward the far side. It comes toward the middle and steered away by the stick of Jacobus. Brewer and Fox collided in front, so they're getting the contact early on. That's a good way to get yourself going. Rodriguez tries to send it up for Rizzo. Rizzo there putting the pressure on Maluzio and forces her to dump it in. It's not going to be icing. She was very close to the center line. Championship game just underway. The Rockets in the black jerseys, the York Devils in the white. Rockets make their first change. They do it cleanly. Devils will bring it out and dump it and make their forward change. Ulrich now out with Menichello and Hansen, who joins the fray. Ulrich up the right wing, gets it taken away. Hansen tries to pick Kaddish's pocket. Ulrich eventually does. Ulrich brings it down low. Ulrich takes a couple of sticks over there, but manages to maintain possession. Matone streaks in on the change defensively. Hansen turns, sends it to Menichello in front. Big save by Bale. She got the left pad on it and robbed Menichello. The Rockets nearly take the lead right off the bat. Matone up the near side for Ulrich, sends it to the middle for Menichello. Pounded by Ryder, gets through Kaddish for a moment. They'll go to the far side boards. Redmond tries to keep it in, can't do it. It's a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1. Cochran against Matone. Matone sweeps in. Phillips picks it up. Backdoor, she couldn't connect it. Ryder was on the back door alone, and Phillips's pass just was maybe tapped by Matone. Wrist shot by Menichello, saved by Bales as the Rockets change defense behind the play. Fox brings it in, tries to get it down low for Hansen. Swept out of the zone by Ryder, and the Rockets regroup. A frantic 2:07 to start the game. Ryder sends it in on goal. Lacey knocks it down. Lacey's just going to cover it up, and with Victoria Widener bearing down, Lauren Fox covers up her goalie, who covered up the puck. So the Rockets with the first big chance here. They have the first 2 shots on goal of the AGHF championship game. We are so glad that you are joining us. Rockets win the faceoff. Landstrom over to Connolly, who gains the line of center and dumps it in past Michaela Harris. Izzy Cook trying to outrace Amber Maluzio. Maluzio gets there first, but the Rockets get down low. Centering attempt by Fox went behind the net. Cook pressures. That puck streaks all the way out. They call no icing because I guess it must have touched a Rocket over there. Lauren Fox is over there, and 34 will chip it up the near side wall and get it out. Maluzio fakes one down. She's going to gain the line on the right side, but runs into Landstrom and her own player, Widener. Landstrom stood her ground. She sort of took the worst of the hit there, but she's entitled to stay there and play the puck if she can. So good play by Landstrom. Chipped neatly off the high part of the glass by Cook. Chipped forward by Rizzo, but Felix jumped in there. Matone knocks it down, leaves it for Rizzo. Rizzo sends it over for Nieves. Kaddish trying to catch up to her. Nieves won't turn the corner. She'll bank it. It takes a funny bounce. She was designing to do that, but Maluzio caught onto it and picked it up. Kept in by Rodriguez. Nieves centering feed. Somebody got a stick on it. She was looking for Rizzo at the back door. Matone knocked it down with the skates. Here comes Steiger. Steiger walks in. Shot! Lacey makes the save! She robs Steiger on the breakaway! Emma-Lynn Lacey keeps it 0-0 with 13:21 left in period one. Leah Steiger used the body to shield the player. She got the puck. She got off a quality shot. She was picking her spot, but Lacey took it away with the glove, where a lot of quality shots have gone to the black this season. Rizzo steers it out, not with possession. Maluzio sent it in, looked like maybe offside, but they say they clear the zone. Rodriguez pressuring Maluzio is now on the far side as Kaddish plays safety. And the puck makes its way into the York zone and then out. Kaddish is going to pick it up, and the lefty backhands it. Looks like maybe it went into the penalty box on the near side, and they'll face it off at center ice. 0-0. Big chances already for the Rockets by Hope Minikillo, and an even better one by the Devils for Leah Steiger. 48 in black, 42 in white. Still 0-0 thanks to brilliant saves by the respective goalies. Rockets keep it in. Minikillo sends it toward Bales, and she kicks it away. Hansen will chip it down below the end line for Ulrich. She's unmarked for the moment. Harris comes toward her. Brewer's going to pick it up and get it out, but Ulrich regains it and sends it over to Jacobus, who moves it forward for Hansen as the Rockets regain the zone with 12:15 left in the first period. Championship hockey on a Sunday afternoon from Hamilton Township, New Jersey. Picked off by Minikillo in the slot. Tries to get it down low. Ulrich shot right pad, saved by Bales. Bales has had to make two big ones already as the Rockets have brought their offensive firepower in the early goings of the title game in the AGHF. Kaddish fires it off the glass. Brewer's going to pick it up, and Fox retreats. And Fox will get the puck and steer it forward just below us. Ping-ponging there. Minikillo picks it up, took a stick from Brewer, but it was high enough that it wasn't a trip, even if Minikillo went down. 11:28 left first period, 0-0. The Rockets have it in the offensive zone, but now they have to move it out. Cook steers it back to Fox. Fox now goes over to Jacobus on the far side. Jacobus found the skates only of Kalina Cochran and has to retreat into her own zone, where she sends it out for Haley Connolly. Connolly for Landstrom, a little too strong. Harris picks it out. Cook gets dumped from behind, no call. Cook got the legs taken right out from under her, and they don't call it. So if they let him play, that's fine. That's what we like to see. You just don't want to see anything unsavory or too blatant go uncalled either way. Connolly keeps it in. Harris uses the hip to pin her down, goes down on her own. Phillips is going to get it, try to get it to a breakout spot. Does get it there to Ryder, who dumps it cross ice. No icing on the play. Looked like Steiger was right below. It looked like she did have the red line. I heard one of the Rockets coaches saying ice, maybe like icing, but it was a good play. 10:23 left period one. Centering feed. Shot off the crossbar! It went off the crossbar! Cochran was trying to make the claim that it went on the inside crossbar, but it didn't. And it's still 0-0. Battled for in the far side corner. Landstrom comes over to help Redmond. Redmond bangs it back against the boards. It's still over there. Well, Landstrom's going to fish it out as it comes loose. Moved it forward, but couldn't quite get it to Cook. It comes to Maluzio at the point, tees it up, but Matone redirected it, so it goes behind the end line. Centering feed goes all the way through everybody, and the Rockets will pursue Izzy Cook. Forces the D-to-D pass. Kaddish and Maluzio trying to get their wheels moving. Rockets don't want to let that happen. They lose it as they dump it in. Cook has to jump off and not play the puck, and she did that smartly. That one sent in offside by the Devils. 9:40 left, period number one. No score in the AGHF championship game. The New Jersey Rockets, the guests on the scoreboard, their number is on the right. The York Devils They've earned their top seed, and as so, they are the home team. Their number on the scoreboard is on the left when you could see it. No score, 9:20 first period. The winner is the champion, kept in by Fox. They waited for Menichello to play that puck before they called the offside. That was curious. It's an automatic offside right there, but it looked like the play was, in fact, offside, so the call was right. It's just that they didn't call it immediately. Devils win the faceoff, but they give it right back to the Rockets, who send it in. Looked like it might have hit somebody on the Devil bench over there. This one's going to go all the way down. Lacey's got to play it, and she just decides to cover it up at the whistle, as Lacey Nelson, number 5, was bearing down over there. Lacey is a very capable puck handler, but she doesn't often showcase that talent because the Rockets play a very conservative style of team defense that allows them to not yield many goals. So it's fairly often a very safe play to just cover the puck regardless of how many are around. Ping-ponging through all 3 zones now as nobody can maintain possession, and the Rockets in black will move it up with Grace Ulrich chipping it to Francesca Hansen. Hansen tees one up. It hits off the stick of Michaela Harris and goes above the glass. That is behind the net to the back of Bridget Bales, number 31. The goaltender for the York Devils. 8:33 left period, 1-0 score on RizzoVision. Championship hockey. For the first time ever, we have a championship game on RizzoVision. That is exciting. Folkenroth was listening for the streaking Madison Brewer, but sent a pass about a moment too late and about 10 feet behind. If you're going to send one to Brewer, you got to lead her by a lot. Rodriguez sells out to get that puck out of the zone. Rizzo picks it up, gets through the D, looking for Nieves, has to go behind the net with it. Takes a funny bounce off the boards, sent up the middle. Redmond picks it up, Rizzo hustles out of the zone and clears just in the nick of time on the dump-in. Harris is going to try to reverse it, gets it up the boards on the far side, using the body to pin it was Redmond, sends it down below the end line. Rizzo trying to pick one off of Maluzio's stick. Matone comes in from the point. Rizzo centers it for Rodriguez. Rodriguez goes back toward Rizzo, but a little too strong. Rizzo and Maluzio bumping. Maluzio had the angle there. Maluzio's going to pick it up. She's going to streak up the left wing. This is not what the Rockets want. She'll fire it, but it's knocked down by Redmond. You don't want 53 and 8 getting their feet moving and getting through 2 and 3 zones at a time if you're the Rockets. If you are the Devils, that is precisely what you want. 7:19 left, period 1, no score. We're glad that you have joined us no matter where you are or who you root for. Rockets in the black, Devils in the white. That's simplifying. Emma Lacey lets that one go by. Comes up the near side wall. Izzy Cook is going to get it and negotiate it out of the zone, but Amber Maluzio picks it up, sends it to Avery Ryder. She's trying to dump it in, but Izzy Cook doesn't let her do it easily. Emily Phillips will pick up that loose puck, send it toward the net. It hits the back of the netting. It's stuck there. The players do get a chance. They do, by rule, get 3 seconds to get it off the net. Kaddish tried to fire one, but didn't quite get all of it there. You do get 3 seconds to get it off the back of the net. Phillips backhander. Lacey save, and she covers it just as Ryder was about to poke it in. If Lacey let that puck stay about an inch further out, that would have been Avery Ryder poking it in, but Lacey slammed the door just in time, and we remain 0-0 with 6:42 left in period 1. Kaddish off the faceoff, blocked by Ulrich. Ryder tries to center, but can't get it through Bruno. Chipped off a stick and over the glass. That faceoff looks like it's going to remain in the Rockets' defensive zone. Ulrich on the dot, Hansen and Menichello, the wings are in the slot. Fox will stand sentry in front of her goaltender. And Bruno's on the far side wing. Face-off won by the Devils, redirected on the way in was the shot, and it never got to Lacey. Near side wall, Menichello has it. sends it up for Hansen, who used the skate to try to deflect it in on the dump, but Kaddish picked it up before that could happen. Rockets will now go back into their own end and try to see if they could break it out. Cook, or rather Menikillo, ran into Harris there, standing her ground. So it's good to see the players standing their ground. Sometimes you go down. Lacey makes a save. It's loose in front. She covers it up. Fox went down on her knees to make sure that nobody else could get in there and poke at it, even though nobody was close. 6:01 left, period one. 5-4 the shots for York, no score. Ulrich with Menikillo and Hansen up front. Redmond and Matone on D. Hansen jumps in to steal the face-off, chips it off the boards on the far side, but a little too strong. Kaddish was able to get it, kept in. Ulrich had it for a moment. Kaddish is going to lead a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-2. Has to dump it because Redmond gave her nowhere to go. Kaddish is going to turn and cover the point and not re-pursue the puck there herself. She'll take a shot and doesn't get it again. Lacey throws the glove down and catches it as it's rolling along the ice. I don't know if it would have had enough gumption to go in, but sometimes those skittering pucks are the most dangerous ones. Face off to the circle to the left of Emmeline Lacey. Rockets win it. Matone up for Rizzo. Quickly to Rodriguez as they break out. Rodriguez is going to try to go right down Broadway. Couldn't get through the defense there. A little easier sometimes if you're going up the wing, but Rodriguez had it up the middle. You got to take what they give you. McGonigal can't handle the pass, and Matone sends it up for Rizzo. Same thing. That's kicked into the offensive zone by the Devils, which made it onside. Redmond picks it up as they send it out, and the Rockets send it in offside as Rizzo was still way down there. Trying to regroup. Redmond. The colorful Kira Redmond. You can hear her voice all the way from up here most of the time. And when you find a kid that loves the game more than she, let me know, because it'll be news to both of us. Rockets on the face-off. McGonigal got a stick on it, but Rodriguez shovels it to Rizzo just out of picture. McGonigal got a piece of Rizzo's dump-in attempt, and it went back toward the defense of the Devils, and now they turn it around and send it in. Matone fakes the reversal on McGonigal and sends it up to Rizzo on the near side wall. Couldn't corral it cleanly. Maluzio chipped it back in, but Matone's going to be there first. Matone on the backhand over to Redmond, but Cochran chips it into the corner. Steiger was over there, and she's got the best chance of the game for either team, does Leah Steiger. Rizzo couldn't quite corral that one, and the Devils send it back in, and they change. Brewer, the fast forechecker, breaks it up, but the Rockets do get it out. Rizzo was trying to chip past Cochran, and Cochran picked it up. Goes off a skate blade. Rizzo trying to get a piece of it, but she was getting ready to head over for a change, and I think they called offside, and they did. So the Rockets will complete the change, and when they drop the puck, it'll be Barbara Landstrom, as her teammates like to call her. Lauren, as her parents like to call her, takes the face-off with Haley Connolly on the right wing and Izzy Cook on the left. Lauren Fox and Lily Latour on D. Fox up the near side wall to Cook. Cook gets it toward the line, but Maluzio stretches out to keep it in. Latour retreats back, reverses it off of the ref. Brewer is going to pick it up, send it to Felix, but Latour picks it up and the two collide. The puck is at their feet, neither see it, and it comes out to Connolly. Connolly and Cook will break out. Connolly will dump it as Cook didn't have a lane. Kaddish, 1-on-2, is going to reverse it to Fulkenroth. Fulkenroth will move it up the middle, this time trying to connect with Brewer again. Nelson, or was it Felix, tried to push down Ulrich, and the Rockets dump it in. Maluzio. You'll hear that name a lot, 53. She has the puck often. Fox is up at the point. Maluzio trying to get the wheels moving, and Hansen forces her to chip it out. That's what the Rockets want them to do. They don't want Maluzio or Kaddish to get the wheels moving. Brewer trying to get through one. She has Latour to beat. She sends it at Lacey, but wide. And as she turned, she and Ulrich incidentally contacted one another. both with their backs to one another. And both players are okay. Centering feed. Phillips tried to redirect it. It goes behind the net. Chipped out, maybe a little bit too strong. That puck is maybe going to die. Kaddish, a victim of her own speed right there, was able to pick it up, send it out, and that's going to be an icing. So Kaddish, a victim of her own speed, a less fleet player, would maybe not have been able to catch that puck before it exceeded the end line, and it would have possibly been an icing, but you have to play to your abilities, otherwise the referees will just wave it off anyway. So the Rockets with the offensive zone draw. Hansen will jump in to take it, and Ulrich will start in the slot. Minichello on the right wing. It's one over to that side on the right at the half boards. Kaddish used the skate to shovel it forward, and another Devil, Nelson, brought it, got into a lane that allowed Ryder to just get it out of the zone. Centering feed, couldn't get the stick on it, was Nelson. Ulrich's going to pick it up. Didn't quite have the wheels and the possession together, but she did enough to get it out of the zone. Comes back into the defensive zone. Matone gets it up the near side wall, and they'll just ping-pong it back and forth. Phillips will try to get it on net, but Matone just blocks it right down. Chipped up, and they just keep playing this game. Sent at the net. Lacey knocks it down. Was going to play it or hand it off to Redmond, but decides to just cover it up with 1:34 left in a scoreless period one. It is the AGHF championship game between the New Jersey Rockets and the York Devils. From York, Pennsylvania, based out of there. But as we told you in the beginning, it's a long journey to get here. Many miles and cars to rinks for practices and even to get here. Rockets get it out of the zone on the defensive draw. Rizzo has it one-on-one. Rizzo's going to try to skate in. Couldn't get past Maluzio there. Still battling for it along the far wall. Helps Rodriguez to win it. Latour at the net. Bales knocked it away. Harris is going to bang it up the boards on the right side. It's kept in by Latour. Here's a 2-on-0 for the Devils. Up the middle, it's Widener. She never gets the pass. And Lacey makes the save. Steiger had Widener alone in front, and she shot it. And Lacey made the save and recovered. It's loose in front, and they score. Kalina Cochran on the rebound puts it in. And with 42.7 seconds left in period one, the York Devils have inched forward in the championship game 1-0. Cochran 22 on the goal mouth scramble will get the goal. The Rockets had nearly dodged a bullet there. Steiger was streaking down the left winger and just had a player wide open, Widener in front. It didn't pass it. Lacey made the save. Eventually it got back to the goal mouth and Cochran was able to put it in. 9-5 the shots for York. Rockets now have a deficit to consider. 17 seconds left in period one. Landstrom picks it out, sends it up the middle just to make sure she got it out of the zone. Kaddish waits for her players to clear out and sends it back in with 5 seconds. Rockets need to just sit on the grenade here. Shot comes late and goes wide, and the period expires with the Rockets down 1-0. The late goals in a period are something that coaches will very often talk about, where score in the first minute of this period, score in the last minute of a period. And those type of goals can carry more weight, at least maybe mentally. It's so quiet in here, you could hear a pin drop. The Rockets had the first big chance of the game when Hope Minichello got the puck down low. She was firing a shot from the bottom of the slot, trying to get it inside the left post, but Bridget Bales got the pad on it. The Devils have had a few good chances, but Kalina Cochran was the one to finally cash in. And that's where we are. 1-0, York through 1. Bales now defending the goal to your YouTube right. Emmeline Lacey, number 7, will defend the net to your YouTube left, as we'll watch her go over there. Ulrich will start out up front with Hansen and Minichello, Redmond and Matone on defense, Nelson with Falkenroth on the left wing, and Steiger on the right. Kaddish and Brewer on defense. So Brewer played period 1 on the wing, and she moves to defense here to start period 2. Devils win the face-off, and they send it deep. Rockets chip it up the near side. Hansen gets it out of the zone. Ulrich looking to beat Kaddish to it. Kaddish got in her way. Ulrich got the puck, but had it in her skates. Ulrich threw a lot of traffic over there, couldn't get it away from Nelson. Lacey Nelson, top of the right circle, couldn't get it in. Presses Matone against the boards, walks out, takes a shot, and Lacey got it with the mask to keep it 1-0. Minichello bearing in. She's 1-on-3. Kaddish picked her pocket. Kaddish tries to run it up the near side boards, but Hansen cut her off in front of the Rocket bench. Ulrich sent it to the far side to make Brewer chase it down. Brewer's chip was knocked down by Minichello for a moment, and Nelson's offering didn't get the juice on it that she would like, so the puck remains in the zone. Now it comes out, and Rizzo, who just jumped on, is going to get it in. Gets through Falkenroth, bearing down on Kaddish, looking for somebody. Now she's going to try to turn the corner. Gets pressed down there, but Nieves picks it up. Nieves gets in, shot. Bales with the save. If it got through, she got it with the glove. There's going to be a delayed penalty here. The Rockets, Lacey was going to the bench, and now she's not at the bench. Rizzo still has it. So they could have gone 6-on-5 there. Lacey got halfway there, and then she stopped. And the Rockets will go on the power play as the captain, Catherine Kaddish, with the roughing penalty. Rizzo draws the roughing penalty. She hasn't hit the score sheet in terms of goals in the playoffs, but that's the 3rd penalty she's drawn so far. And as she did in the other 3, she exits the bench and lets her power play teammates take over. Hansen with Fox, Nieves, Jacobus, and Minichello. Forget the positions. This is the power play. Minichello walks in, shoots, and there's a big save by Bales with the glove. Couldn't hear the whistle for some reason. So I was dubious as to what happened with that puck. Bales got the glove up, and she denied Minichello. Rockets will take that setup all day. Same thing, Jacobus, Minichello gets it on net, deflected wide. Might have been Hansen, might have been Nieves, might have been both. Jacobus with a neat pass along the line, redirected by Hansen, and a kick save by Bales. She's been sharp. Bridget Bales, let's see if the Rockets can dent her armor though. Bumped off by Cochran, chipped on the way out by Ryder to prevent the icing. Icing in effect in all situations. Even though it's a championship game, those are the rules. Even if you're 3-on-5. Rockets trying to establish the power play. They've had a couple of good chances, and they have 1:15. Minichello from a sharp angle couldn't get it above the pad of Bales, who had that near post on lockdown. Hansen looking for somebody. She's going to go to Fox. Fox tries to tee it up. Ryder picks it off of her stick. Minichello got the stick knocked out of her hands by Cochran. Jacobus in a foot race takes the angle on Cochran, keeps the puck out of the zone. Nieves moves it up. Nieves chips it past. Rather, that's Minichello now. Hansen's in the middle. Shot blocked away, or was it a pass? Nieves tries to force it down low. Jacobus picks it up with 40 seconds on the power play. Hit off Maluzio. Goes wide, does the shot. Hansen's going to track it down. She's going to reverse it, but there's no Rocket below the end line. Maluzio will get there first, but Jacobus pinches all the way down. Centers it. It's loose in front and swept off the line by Harris. It wasn't maybe on the line, but it was in the crease just sitting there, and Michaela Harris was the only skater there. 15 seconds on the power play, and the Devils now trying to attack shorthanded. The same crew has been out there for the Rockets the entire time. And once Kaddish comes out of the box, that Rockets unit, if they're caught defensively, is possibly going to be a little tired. So we'll just see how this transpires. It's going to be a penalty here. Let's see who it's on. It's going to be on the Rockets. So the Rockets can't convert on the power play, and Hansen's going to go off for the cross check with 13:26 left in period 2, and the York Devils holding a 1-0 lead. So Kaddish, 8, has her mates kill it off, and Hansen, 9, will ask her teammates to do the same. Up front, Haley Connolly and Mia Rodriguez. On the back line, it is Grace Matone and Kira Redmond. Nelson, Phillips, and Steiger up front. Rodriguez off the face-off is going to try to pressure Kaddish, dumps it, and will try to recover it along the end line. Kaddish on the angle is going to pick it up and backhand it for Steiger. Chipped back in. Kaddish tries to pick it up and get moving, but Matone pinches all the way in, sends it at the net. Bales has it, covers it, no whistle, and Rodriguez, Mia, hustles in there to force the whistle. That's a good job. You don't want the other team to move the puck from down there. You want to be able to take a defensive zone draw. You want to put the defensive zone draw on the team with the power play, and that's what the Rockets did there. Connolly on the dot gets shrugged off by Nelson, who picks it up and moves it out. Matone, though, and Rodriguez on the trap. Nelson picks it up off the pass from Kaddish. Wrist shot. Lacey had to knock it away with the blocker to deflect it over the crossbar. Power play for the Devils for another 18, and then Hansen exit the box. Centering feed doesn't go down. This one's sent down. Will it go on net? It doesn't, and it just misses, and that'll be an icing. The Rockets will take it because after 50 seconds of penalty kill time, they will change their penalty killers and get a fresh set out there. Cece Nieves up front with Luisa Rizzo, Lily Latour, and Lauren Fox on D. Nelson, Phillips, and Steiger up front for the Devils. Kaddish and Brewer on left and right point respectively. Nelson wins the face-off. Phillips over to Kaddish, who sent it wide, and Lacey knocked the momentum off of it so it wouldn't pound back off. Rizzo on the half boards on the far side is going to negotiate that puck out. Steiger trying to gain possession. Rizzo not letting her get it without a fight. Nieves comes in there and eventually wins it for a moment. Nelson, Steiger, Fox. Nelson sends it down into the Rocket defensive zone with 40 seconds left on the penalty kill. Shot blocked away by both Nieves and Latour. Phillips tries to center it. It hit off of Latour's stick. Nelson will chase it down on the far corner side. She wanted to go to the point but had to go around the end line. It takes a funny bounce off the boards. Kaddish one-timer. Lacey gloved it down. I don't think it was ticketed, but Lacey gloved it down anyway. 19 seconds left on the power play. The Rockets will change up the forwards there for the final piece of the penalty kill, and now they will change the defense pair as well. Well, the defensemen were skating off, and now they will turn around. So an effective penalty kill so far for the Rockets, but they still have 19 seconds left to keep the Devils off the board. York with a 1-0 lead. Kalina Cochran with 42.7 seconds left in the first period scored on a goal mouth scramble. Rockets try to bring it out, and now with 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1, Francesca Hansen will exit the box and go right into the play as Ulrich and Minichello are out there. Rockets change defense, and the Devils thought they had them beat on the change, but the Rockets were making the change pretty cleanly right there in the period of the long change. So it might have cost them a little bit of possession, but not a break. Ulrich's going to pick up a loose puck and chip it forward off the referee's skate. Brewer tries to pinch in. Hansen gets it past her. Hansen over for Minichello. Handcuffed her a little bit, but still got it into the zone. Minichello gets hooked by Felix. No call. So Minichello was pushing. Felix threw the stick between Minichello's legs, spun her down, and they don't call it. It was possibly a good disguise job by Felix there because she was already falling down, and while she was falling, she kept the stick forward. Now Michaela Felix is going to bring the puck in. She'll shoot it, and Lacey will knock it away. Didn't realize that she had Briella Folkenroth coming right down the middle on the change. Rockets are going to bring it out. Matone is going to try to rush it. Let's see if she can dump it, and she does. She got it past McGonigal over there. Hansen coming out the other side trying to beat Brewer to it. Brewer chips it past. Hansen did get a shin pad on it. Brewer was sending McGonigal a pass but didn't quite connect, and icing stops play on the whistle with 10:08 left in period 2. It's the AGHF Championship game. We are live, if you're watching it on the live stream on RizzoVision, from Iceland in Hamilton Township, New Jersey. The Rockets in the black jerseys, the York Devils in the white. Landstrom on the draw. She tied up Nelson for a moment, but Nelson skipped past, sent it down for an icing, and they're going to do it again. Fox and Nelson were hustling down there in case that puck died on its end, and we've seen stranger things. That wasn't one of them. As the visiting team, the Rockets are not the beneficiaries of having the last change. So if the Devils wanted to do something called matching lines, they can see who the Rockets put out there personnel-wise and then put their own unit out there as they see fit. Centering feed by Connolly, didn't get all the way through to Cook, but Cook trying to shield off Maluzio over there, gets a little help from Harris, who sends it up for Steiger. They have a 3-on-2 if they hurry, but Connolly is going to back check and make it a 3-on-3, effectively forcing the dump in. She allowed her defenseman to stay in better lanes. Cook's going to break it out up the left wing. Nelson's going to bear down on her and force the chip. Landstrom's going to jump off for a change, and Ulrich gets on for her at center. Cook, who's been effective out there so far, forced the play around the dasher. Centering feed by Ulrich didn't get through. It's chipped up and out. Back and forth they go. Latour trying to pound it into the offensive zone, but Nelson gets it out. They play ping pong just below us. Latour calmly sends it over to Connolly. Connolly has a lane. She'll dish it off to Cook on the left wing. Can Cook tee it up? Cook was looking for Ulrich in the middle. Tries to get a shot, but way too much traffic there. Fox keeps it in with the backhand. Two Devils collide, and one of them, then Cochran, ends up colliding with Fox as she went down. Moved up the middle. Maluzio picks it up. Maluzio up the right wing has Phillips, who jumped on behind the play. Rodriguez saw her. Latour was over there as well. Latour trying to hit the brakes. Stick is up over there. She's got to watch it, so play continues. It's been even in terms of the calls. There's been a couple that they could have called, and none probably that they should have. Centering feed just misses the mark, and the Rockets try to break out. Kaddish battled for the puck there with Rodriguez just below us. You can't quite see them. Cook is there. Phillips is there. Ryder is there. Comes in. Now Phillips brings it in, tries to tee it up. It gets through a couple of sets of legs, but not the most important ones, which are the ones covered in big, thick pads by Emma Lacey. That one brought in. I don't know why it was not offside. It was a Devil that kicked it back in. I guess they thought it was a Rocket. Chipped out by Ulrich, was maybe looking to spring Rodriguez. Backhand by Cochran, who has the lone goal. 7:30 left, period 2. Rockets down 1-0 in the championship game to the York Devils. Ulrich with Rodriguez and Rizzo. Rodriguez steals it, just couldn't stick a fork in it to get it to Rizzo, who might have been in one-on-one. Probably wouldn't have been behind the defense. Rockets dump it. Devils have a 13-6 edge in shots so far. Rockets have had some quality scoring chances. They haven't really had them in this period yet, and we'll see if they can get one off an offensive zone draw. That will come as soon as they drop the puck after the icing on the York Devils. Joe Rizzo here, happy to bring it to you live on RizzoVision. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the alerts button. No matter what happens after this, Coach Jeremy Jacobus and I will do our final post-game show, possibly of the season, unless there are more games in store. Very late change by the Devils, and they do allow it. Referee sort of penalizes them by kicking Felix out of the face-off circle. Nevertheless, she's the one who jumps into the lane, and makes it a face-off win for her team. Matone back into her own end. Felix picks it off, trying to march down the middle. Shot, Lacey got a piece of it and deflected it over the crossbar. Up the far wing, Menichello. Up the middle for Hansen. Hansen changes lanes and gets a dump in. Nieves trying to force the play. She does. Widener sends it in the middle. Felix on the left wing waiting for a pass from Steiger. Steiger couldn't get it through traffic. Rockets move it up. Felix brought it out of the zone herself. Waits sends it in offside. They don't call it. The right wing was still another stride short, but they let it go. Rockets need to just get it out of the zone to kind of negate the overall negativity of that play. Brewer got that one taken away. Nieves caught it for a moment, but Kaddish picked it off in traffic and denied the zone entry. Rockets send it through the middle, but it's knocked down by a couple of sticks. Felix trying to turn the corner, but has nowhere to go and dumps it. Folkenroth in pursuit of Redmond. Redmond gets there first, sends it up the near side wall. Nelson gets there. Hansen moves it out. Brewer sent it back in on the offside. 5:47 left, period 2. 13-6 the shots for the York Devils, who have a 1-0 lead on Kalina Cochran's goal with 42.7 seconds left in period number 1. Landstrom with Cook and Connolly. Cook spin effective. She sends one at net, but Bales steers it away. Kept in at the point, but nobody down low. They move it out via Ryder. She still has it, and she'll dump it. Goes off the end boards. Redmond has to pitchfork it first, but gets it to Connolly, who has a little room, so she skates it out. Phillips got in the way over there and took it away, but they battle for it below us. Now it comes to neutral ice, and here comes Lacey Nelson, number 5 in white. Nelson drop pass for Maluzio. Phillips tees it up, wrist shot, save with the glove by Lacey. Phillips was trying to snipe inside that left post from the top of the slot, but Lacey got the glove on it and keeps it 1-0. It's not a big deficit. In fact, if there's such a thing as a deficit at all, 1 goal is the smallest that it could be. But as time marches on, it might seem bigger because of the pressure of the playoff game, the championship. Rodriguez gets it through a sliding player, comes in front, tries to backhand it, it's loose in front, swept away before Ulrich could get there. Rodriguez was caught between taking the shot and passing it to Rizzo. She made the right move because the passing lane was taken away. The shot was there, the save was made, and we're still trailing 1-0 if you're rooting for the Rockets. Harris sends it toward net. Lacey chips it off the glass, and Fox picks it up. Banged forward, and Rodriguez gets a piece. Rizzo is way behind there, but it's picked off for a moment by Rodriguez. Maluzio's going to walk it in, 1-on-3. Shot goes off of the left shin pad of Lauren Fox, 34. Centering attempt denied by Latour. Takes a funny bounce off the wing. Rodriguez gets a skate on it. She submarines Harris, who tried to go over her. They're caught up with the skates, both okay. Both getting up a little slowly, but okay. Rizzo trying to get it out, needs a little help from Latour, gets it. Cochran sends it off of her own player. There's 3 Rockets there, and now 3 Devils. And finally, Kaddish picks it up. Rodriguez is trying to force her to go all the way around, gets to the top of the circle and fires it wide. McGonigal gets her shot blocked. Rizzo's going to take it up, try to see if she could feed Rodriguez. Gets it just a little too long for her, but they're changing anyway, so it works as a dump in. 3:18 left, period 2. Rockets trailing 1-0 to the York Devils in the championship game of the AGHF. Rockets retreat back into their own zone. Lily Latour, number 12, up for number 22, Cece Nieves. Hounded from behind by Catherine Kaddish. Hansen brings it in, tees it up. Bales with the save. She got the blocker on it. She has looked sharp in this game. Perhaps as sharp as she's looked in any game that these teams have played. This is number 6. loose in front, off the save, and smacked away. Matone tees it up, can't get it through traffic. Brewer got there. Stepping in was Redmond. It's a 2-on-1. Brewer against Matone, dumps it, and she maybe didn't realize she had McGonigal with her. Rockets now trying to reverse it up the middle. Benicillo was trying to tip it forward to see if she could spring Connolly. It was denied and brought in then quickly offside the other way. The whistle stops play. 2:21 left in period 2. York Devils 1. New Jersey Rockets nothing. Devils in the white jerseys. Rockets in the black. 15-9 the shots in favor of York. They've typically had the edge in shots, sometimes by a wide margin when these teams have played. Nelson lifts the stick of Connolly, but Connolly eventually won it. Now Harris jumps in. Steiger got it in the feet. Steiger had the first real golden opportunity for her team on a breakaway. She was denied by Emma Lacey. Redmond's going to go into the box for the check, and with 1:54 left in period number 2, the Rockets will be shorthanded as Kira Redmond was bumping Briella Folkenroth. They call interference rather than the check, but either way, the result not what the Rockets are looking for, and they'll have to kill a penalty here in the final 2 minutes of period number 2, trailing 1-0. Rodriguez and Ulrich up front, Jacobus and Fox on defense. Cochran wins the faceoff. Kaddish tries to tee it up, gets it through traffic. It's loose in front, and Lacey covers it up. Lacey knocked it down with the glove. It didn't get inside the catching glove. She just knocked it down, but with the webbing, and then she covered it up as it was loose in front. Cochran wins the faceoff to Phillips, who sets up Kaddish. Kaddish over to Maluzio. Maluzio from the top of the circle. Shot was blocked away by Rodriguez, who was trying to smack it out of the zone, but Maluzio kept it in. Maluzio towing the line on the near side. Phillips went down for a moment. They're battling with the puck for Ulrich. Gets it all the way down low. Shot, save, Lacey, and she covers it up. Snags it with the catching glove as it popped up in the air off the shot from Emily Phillips. Phillips, 87. She's not as big as, say, Cochran or Nelson, but she can get moving a little bit like a freight train. And that's Emily Phillips, 87. She loves to come in from that left side spot, and she's beaten the Rockets from there a few times this season. Rockets shorthanded for, they hope, the balance of this period. Kaddish comes down, shoots, Lacey save, covers it up, no rebound. 1:03 left in the period. There's a 6-second discrepancy between the period and the penalty. So if the Rockets can get through here without allowing the power play goal, they'll have 6 seconds to kill to commence period number 3 and a 1-0 deficit to erase. Nieves with Hansen up front. Fox and Matone on D. Matone smacks it down. That puck is going to die on its end, but it will cross the line. Madison Brewer was taking no chances over there. And the Rockets will take that. They kill off a little more time, 55.7 seconds left. At this point, you're down 1-0, but you're more concerned with keeping it that way. And heck, if you get a shorthanded goal, it's gravy. Nelson up front with Ryder and McGonigal. Rockets win the faceoff, but Nelson and crew trying to battle for it. Smacked out by Fox. Let's see if it's another icing. And Brewer again getting in her Herbies by chasing down pucks that end up in icing. 42.8, so the Rockets kill off about 12.9 seconds in the sequence. Brewer will get a much-deserved rest as Harris and Maluzio now man the points for the Devils. Nelson on the face-off. It's beaten by Hansen. It comes to the point. Knocked down by Nieves. Tried to chip it forward to see if she could spring Hansen, but somebody got a stick on her from the back. Bounds off the end boards with 28 seconds left in the period. All of it power play time for the Devils. Maluzio skating laps in the offensive zone. Nieves is going to pick this up and skate it out with 15 seconds left in the period. Pounded there by Steiger. She dumps it in past Harris. Nieves is going to regain it. She's got Hansen and misses her over there. Matone will send it at the net. It doesn't get through. Jacobus comes down, sends it through, kicked away by Maluzio. 1 second at the buzzer. Oh, they couldn't connect and they nearly did it. Jacobus' centering feed was looking for the stick of Nieves 22 or Hansen 9, and it somehow found its way between both. But the Rockets do kill off 154 of the 2-minute power play, and they will head into period 3, needing to find a goal in order to keep their championship hopes alive as we are ready to start period 3 in mere moments of the AGHF championship game here on RizzoVision on YouTube. If you haven't told a friend or a relative to put this on, now's the time. Text them, send them the link, hit the share button underneath, and send that link to anybody you can, because we are in for a big period here as the championship gets decided. Which one of these girls in the black and red has that moment of brilliance left in their stick? Can one of them muster up the clutchness that is needed with their team trailing by a goal with a championship on the line? They've managed to do it time and again this season under all kinds of conditions, playing with a short bench, playing with their top players injured, playing with a third goaltender who's one of their brilliant skaters normally, having to pitch in the nets. All those practices, all those drills, all those miles driven lead to this final period of the AGHF Championship. Emma Lacey, number 7, will guard the goal. To your YouTube right, there she goes. Bridget Bales trying to hold the fort for her Devils, guarding the goal to your YouTube left. Rockets have 3 out there. They need a 4th for 6 seconds. And then Kira Redmond can exit the box. Latour will start it out up front with Hansen and Minichello. Liftoff, period 3, AGHF championship game on RizzoVision. Redmond exits the box and immediately joins the play, so the Rockets have killed it off. They trail 1-0. Latour moves it out of the zone. Kaddish sends it back in, and the Rockets will have to retreat. Time in a 1-goal game, not really an issue until we'd say about 1:30 left in the game. Until then, play your game. You don't have to take unnecessary chances, just play. And if a break goes your way and you convert, you've tied it up. If not, you start worrying at that time about pulling the goalie or doing whatever you have to do in order to stay alive. Minichello pursuing in the offensive zone. Brewer able to hold her off with a little help from McGonigal. Brewer up the far side wing for Widener. She tries to get it out, and they do, courtesy of Felix. Lacey goes in to cover it up with the glove, and she does after knocking it down with the paddle. We've ticked off 65 seconds of period 3. The score remains 1-0. The leader is the York Devils. They are trying to complete a brilliant season in the AGHF. The only team that has blemished their AGHF record this year are the Rockets, their opponents right now on this ice. Centering feed, Lacey gloved it down. Nelson was looking for Ryder at the far post, or was it Steiger? She was looking for Steiger at the far post. Lacey gloved it down before it could get there. On the face-off, Nelson gets through, shot, and there's a save. Lacey Nelson trying to beat Emma Lacey. Decidedly different spellings, pretty similar pronunciation. Lacey Nelson is L-A-C-I, Emma Lacey is L-A-C-Z. Rockets on the face-off. Rodriguez stepped in to try to steal it away. Jacobus picks this one up. Over to Rizzo. Rizzo chips it forward, trying to get through Maluzio. Maluzio spun her off and maintained possession. Rizzo's had some clutch goals this year. Rodriguez has had the clutch goals this year. Ulrich has had the clutch goals at times. These three now together. There's Rodriguez bringing it in, but she's 1-on-3. Takes a bump there. No call. And actually there will be a call. Rodriguez gets up. Lacey heads to the bench. Rockets have a 6-on-5 for a moment. And there goes the whistle. So Rodriguez draws the penalty. And it's Maluzio that will be in the box. So Kaddish was in the box. Now Maluzio in the box. Those are their two top penalty killers on defense. And once again, that line not on the score sheet, but drawing penalties. Before it was Rizzo. This time Rodriguez. Now on the potent Rockets power play. There's 15:08 left in the third period. Hansen up front. Over to Jacobus. Jacobus on the top of the line. Sends it for Minichello. Minichello tees it up. Shot, fail, save, no rebound. So the Rockets put their menagerie out there. Forget about the positions. We'll just give you the names. But Minichello on the right point. Jacobus between the points. Nieves on the dot. Has Matone on the far wing and Hansen in the slot. Clean face-off win. 2 pursue Minichello. That means somebody had to be open down low. But Kaddish is going to pick it up, skate it in. She's going to get all the way in. Shorthanded shot. Saved by Lacey. She kept the game alive on her blocker and denies the brilliant Kaddish shorthanded. Rockets now attacking on the power play. Jacobus hits the brakes. Looking for Minichello. High-low. Hansen now responsible to get that puck. She does. She brings it out toward the middle. Cochran interrupts it. It comes toward the middle. Swept away by Brewer with 1:20 left in the power play. Jacobus walks it in. Centers it. Redirected. Bales makes the save and holds on as Nieves was looking for a loose puck to tap in. Rockets will change all 5. Devils will change 3 out of 4. 1:14 left in the power play for the Rockets. This is a big moment in the game. 14:22 in the third period. 1-0 York. Do the Rockets have that moment of brilliance? Does somebody in black have it? Lacey kept it 1-0 with a denial on a breakaway shorthanded of Catherine Kaddish just a moment ago. Rockets now battling shorthanded here as they got to keep the puck out of their net and try to establish their power play on the other end. Hansen, Nieves, and Minichello will now jump out and play in their traditional forward line positions. Fox and Jacobus on D. Off the face-off, Fox used the body to shield off Felix. Minichello will bring it out of the zone, but Felix will pound it back in. Felix denies the outlet pass. Kaddish jumps in. Cross-ice pass. Hansen's there, so is Harris. Hansen gets it in for a moment. Brought out and back in by Nieves. That's a good chance to take. No need to see if that puck pops out. You just go all out to try to keep it in, because if you keep it in, you might be off to the races. If not, it's just a face-off outside the zone. 25 seconds left in the Rockets' power play. They trail 1-0. It's the AGHF championship game. There's an icing, so that face-off now will be moved to the circle in front of Bridget Bales' glove side on the left. As the potent Rocket power play, they've been kept off the board entirely, but particularly their potent power play. They've used it to come back in so many games. Face off 1, Minichello has it, sends it down low. Nieves, she's got it below the end line. Fox is there, lets it go through for Hansen, who high-lows it back down to Nieves. Nieves trying to spin around Kaddish. They're battling over there. Need a second one on the puck. You can hear Haley Connolly's voice screaming too on the puck. Fox eventually helps it get chipped out. Felix trying to get it back as Folkenroth jumps on the ice in favor of Maluzio as they've killed off the penalty. Hansen trying to power it in, gets behind the D, can't tee it up as Kaddish turns the corner. Sent into neutral ice. Rockets change. Menikillo with 12:45 left. Felix loses the stick. Steiger trips her with the body. No call. Sent down. It's not going to be an icing. Jacobus now the victim of her own fleetness of skate. Ulrich chipped it up for Rizzo, who gets it toward Hansen. It goes over the end line. Maluzio hits the brakes and comes out the far side rather than the near. Rizzo trying to chase her down, but she's a couple of strides behind. Maluzio dumps it in, 12:15 left. The clock ticks against the Rockets for the moment. But if they can somehow get that tying goal, it will completely change the game. Gets in slow motion and Bales covers it up cleanly. I thought for a moment she wasn't going to cover it cleanly. Offensive zone draw for the Rockets. 12:02 left, period 3. They trail at 1-0. This is the championship game of the AGHF. This is it. These two teams have been on top from start to finish, and they've been airtight since the beginning of the season. Phillips, the ever affable, chipped that into her own bench and immediately apologizes to her coach and teammates, and they'll face it off in the offensive zone again. Ulrich up front with Rodriguez in the slot, Rizzo on the left wing, Matone at the left point, Jacobus on the right. Face off, won by Corcoran. She's got the only goal. Devils try to break it out. Brewer getting the feet moving. It's a 3-on-3, trying to turn the corner on Matone. Matone held up her progress a little bit. Brewer centers it. Lacey knocked it down and covered it up. Centering attempt was there. Lacey snuffed it out. And Madison Brewer forces the offensive zone draw by herself, 66. She played wing for the first period and has played defense for the last two as they've split up the pair of Maluzio and Kaddish. Maluzio playing with Brewer here for the second and third periods. Kaddish playing with Harris. Backhand by Cochran goes wide. Steiger picks it up and sends it wide. Cook now battling on the near side corner. Phillips turns, fires it. Ryder down the middle, backhands it, and it goes just wide. Comes to the far side wall. Connolly negotiates around Brewer and gets it out. Cochran, Cook trying to pick off the D-to-D pass. She scored like that against the Saints earlier in the season as Maluzio fires it over the crossbar. They bang into each other over there. Ryder still holds the puck, but only for a moment. Landstrom tries to get it up the corner. Ryder picks it off. Centering feed knocked away. Cook's got a little room. 3-on-2 if they hurry with Landstrom and Connolly. Cook comes toward the middle, fires. Bales gloves it down. Holds on. It was going wide, but Cook took the shot there. And that will draw the offensive zone face-off with 10:39 left in the third period, and the Rockets still trailing 1-0. The difference in the game, Kalina Corcoran's goal on a goal mouth scramble for the Devils with 42.7 seconds left in period 1. Hansen on the draw, gets through Felix, regains it below the end line. Looking for somebody in front. Still with it, was trying to maybe go to the point there and couldn't handle it. McGonigal brings it up, but Nieves knocks it away. Loose puck battle there. Felix is going to get through. Centering feed, Jacobus picks it off, steers it up for Hansen. Hansen chips it in the middle, was looking to spring Menikillo. Menikillo holds the line. It's a 2-on-1. Hansen tees it up. Bales makes the save. Nieves was in front. Centering feed, it doesn't get all the way through as Kaddish knocked it away. Banked up the boards, kept in by Fox for a moment, but chipped out by Michaela Harris too far, and PJ Jacobus sends it in. Hansen gets a piece of it, so it's not an icing, and the Rockets will change center behind the play. It comes to the wall on the near side, and this will be Felix. Felix brings it in, trying to center it, couldn't get it through traffic. Comes toward the point on the left side. One-timer. Lacey knocked it down with the pad and steered it so Redmond could pick it up. Redmond gets a little juice on it. Menachillo trying to tip it so she could get past Kaddish. Ulrich sends it in. Kaddish forced to chase it down. Rockets in pursuit. Rizzo tried to bunt it down. Eventually gets it toward Ulrich. Ulrich, oh, Harris just hung on for long enough. Otherwise, Ulrich might have been able to chip it to Rizzo. Nelson picks it up. Nelson has two players in front behind the defense. It gets down low, and it's shot, but Lacey just poke-checked it away from Steiger to keep it 1-0. Leah Steiger was right there, and Emma Lacey poke-checked it away before she could load the gun. Maluzio skates around Folkenroth, gets down low, sharp angle shot, and she scores. So with 8:42 left in the third period, Amber Maluzio picks up a loose puck, turns the corner, and beats Emma Lacey between the pads to double the lead for the Devils. Shots on goal now, 24-13 for York. And the plot has thickened for the Rockets. The hill has now become a bit of a mountain as Phillips gets over the line and fires one off a Rocket pad. Cochran tripped down, nobody was near her. She looked like she banged her head a little bit there, but she got right up. Jacobus in her own zone, off the boards on the far side. Now the Rockets need to get the 0 off the board, and they're running out of time. 8-12, really in a 2-goal game. Cook knocked it down cleanly, but Brewer picked it up. Landstrom heads off for a change as Jacobus prevents a 2-on-1. Nieves jumps out there. Can she pick one off? Fox steps in. The Rockets are going to have to be a little aggressive here and take chances the way Nieves did there. Rely on your defense and your goaltender. Here comes Maluzio. Her shot blunted down by Jacobus. Tripped. Rockets are going to go on a power play. Does Lacey see it? Chipped up the boards on the far side. Lacey's going to get out of there. Rockets chip it forward, but Maluzio's going to touch it up and negate the 6-on-5. So this is going to be the biggest part of this game for the Rockets as Amber Maluzio goes into the box again for the cross-check. So Maluzio has the goal that made it 3-2. She's also got her second penalty of the game and of the period. Well, we're close to the period. So it's been all about 53 here, and can the Rockets make them pay? The Rockets must convert at some point if they want to get back into this game. Shot knocked down by Yates's right shin pad. Rockets dump it in. Kaddish now picks it up. Kaddish trying to skate it through traffic, loses it there. Redmond gets high-low, but it went through Hansen's wickets. Goes off of a York Devil skate and nearly found its way into a dangerous position. And the Rockets have 94 seconds left on the power play here with 7:07. Probably too early to consider going 6-on-4, but I wouldn't put anything past Coach Jacobus. Hansen draws in and fires it wide off the faceoff. Redmond trying to go high-low, gets it taken away. Here comes Yates, 2-on-1, but Menachillo gets back. The Rockets might have gotten away with a little interference there, but they'll take it. It's been about even on who's gotten away with what. If you're keeping a ledger, I wouldn't bother. Just call it even. There's been a few either way that could have gotten called, and that one was one that the Rockets needed to have the whistle swallowed on, and it was. 6:34 left in the third period. Rockets now under a minute left on the power play, but the Devils won't let them set up. Felix has a chance for a break. It comes and goes toward the net. She gets it on net. Lacey saves it. Still no whistle, or is there? Did he blow the whistle? He did. For some reason, maybe it's just a little loud in here. I haven't been able to hear the whistles for love nor money today. And that one I didn't hear. Lacey had to be careful that she didn't drift back into the net with possession of the puck. If you bring it in like that, it's a goal. Rockets, 48 seconds left on the power play. Can they get the 0 off the board? They need to score 1 if they want to have any hope. They're down 2-0. Cochran and Maluzio, the goal scorers. The Rockets haven't been able to get one past Bridget Bales on 13 attempts. Their best attempt really came almost at the beginning of the game when Hope Menichello was at close range and Bales denied her. Brewer sends it toward the point. Fox sent it out, sent it back in, somehow onside. And the penalty now with 15 seconds left. The Rockets might not have enough time here to set up, but they might be able to get it into the offensive zone. Now they just try to dump the puck and hand it to Kaddish. That's the wrong one to give it to. She still has it. Short-handed, wrist shot knocked down and goes wide. The penalty is over. The Rockets' potent power play could not cash in. Maluzio jumps to the bench. Falkenroth jumps on the ice. Nelson brings it in, sends it to the far corner. Falkenroth told to chase after that. It goes to the other side where Steiger picks it up and reverses it. Ulrich now moves it up for Latour, who gets it out. Menichello's there. It's not going to be an icing. Kaddish has the strides and the speed to get there first, and she does. Hits the brakes. Gave Menichello a little chance maybe to catch up, but Nelson picks it up. Nelson through one zone, now two zones, and into the offensive zone. Wrist shot. Lacey got a piece of it. It looked like it hit the protective netting above the glass there, but it was not whistled, and Lacey gets it on the bound back toward the front of the net. Smiles on the Devils as they head to the bench. Pensive looks on the Rockets bench as they try to figure out, with 4:50 left, how they're going to first get one and then get another. Lacey in front, covers it up. She didn't have it cleanly, but she covered it quickly. Cochran, who has one, was looking to really put the final dagger in right there. The Rockets now might strongly consider, if they get an offensive zone draw, to pull Lacey for an extra attacker down 2. Doesn't matter if you lose 2-0 or 10-0. At this point, you got to get on the board if you want to have any hope at all. Shoveled forward. Maluzio picks it up. She's got the goal here in the third period that has pushed the York Devils to the brink of a championship. Cochran picks it off in the slot as the Devils continue to apply pressure. The Rockets need to somehow find the legs to turn it around. They've gained a little bit sluggishness here in the latter parts of the third period. They need some kind of boost, some kind of rocket boost. Does anybody have it in them? Redmond tries to deny Cochran coming in. She got low and she steered the pass wide, heads over to the bench. Phillips in front trying to turn and pull the trigger, just got it knocked away. Here comes Ulrich. She's with Menichello. Rockets will dump it. Menichello took a funny bounce. Ulrich gets smashed into over there as a couple of players flying toward the middle for the puck. Fox picks it up, sends it up the middle. Rizzo trying to knock it down to see if she could walk in. Bruno jumps out there for some fresh legs. Ulrich now looking as Rizzo heads to the net. Shot goes off the stick blade of Bales. Fox gets away with one there. Chipped out of the zone by Maluzio. There's a stick loose. Bruno knocks one down, sends it to Rodriguez in the middle. Rodriguez looks for Rizzo, but just a half stride behind. Fox chips it in. They're not going to say icing, and Maluzio is going to get to it first. Fox will stay in pursuit as the Rockets go down low. Rodriguez gets the shot. Rizzo shovels it at the net. Bales knocked down a couple. It's loose behind the net. Maluzio picks it up. Rizzo and Rodriguez almost got him on the board right there. 2:37 left. Lacey still in the nets. Maluzio dumps it into the far corner. Fox picks it up. Rockets now in full-on goal mode. Now is the time to take chances. We'll watch and see if Lacey exits the net once the Rockets get it deep. Bruno up for Rodriguez. She might have gotten a piece. Can't get the goalie out. McGonigal chips it up for Felix. Maya Felix brings it in. Jacobus jumps off. Are they going to pull the goalie? Lacey heads to the bench. Jacobus has to get it into the zone and get it deep. It comes out of the zone. Connolly goes across but couldn't get it all the way across. This is Redmond jumping in. Rockets have 6-on-5 with Lacey out of the net as they desperately try to maintain their championship hopes. They're down 2-0 to the York Devils, who are on the brink of the title. Rockets need to try to get this puck. Felix gets it for the Devils. Nieves trying to pick it up. Can't get it clean. Now Minikillo gets it. Sends it toward the net. It goes through somebody over there. Kaddish. Matone pinches in. Tries to deny. Steiger getting the puck. Eventually they do get it out. Send it down. Jacobus picks it off with 82 seconds left. The Rockets are at the point where they need a miracle. They just need one to start the miracle in play. Can they at least get that one? Here's Connolly, backhander. She was trying to get it toward the net or toward Nieves. Rockets just trying to set up and the Devils won't give them anything. Spinning around, Brewer sends it up to the point. Jacobus through traffic gets it wide. Redmond over there with 55 seconds. Rockets have to just blitz the net and take every possible chance that they can. Cochran using the body to try to just rag time off the clock. Centering feed, Nieves, Bale saved. Loose over there, shoveled toward the net. Matone's going to step into one, get it through traffic, but Kaddish knocks it down with the skates. 35 seconds left. Hopes flickering for the Rockets as the Devils are on the brink of securing the title. Connolly back into neutral ice for Hansen. Hansen sends it forward. Devils send it down. It's going to be an icing. So if there's any glimmer of hope, this is it. 20.3 seconds, but it's going to take an absolute miracle for the Rockets. If they can get one quick, we've seen them score 8 seconds off of a face-off. It happened just yesterday. Or the Rockets have taken their timeout. So with 20.3 seconds left, the Rockets will take their lone timeout. But a season that has been so brilliant, barring the miracle of miracles, will come to an end here in Hamilton Township, New Jersey, as this group gathers around Coach Jacobus for what figures to be one final time. They're going to have to try to win the face-off, which is in the dot to the right. You have to try to win it at the net and have all your players pound the net. If you can get one in and you have even 8 seconds, you might be able to pull off another miracle. I'm at a perch, as you could probably figure, just above the scorer's table, and if they somehow come back to tie this game, call the paramedics, because I don't know if I'll be able to get myself down from here. 27-13 the shots for the Devils as their faithful cheer them on. And the Rockets will have Hansen, Ulrich, Jacobus, Minikillo, Fox, and Redmond. And actually it'll be Matone instead. The referees will politely wait for all the Rockets to get there. Face off loose, goes around the end boards. Maluzio will just try to kill time there as we tick below 13 seconds. Somebody took a stick up high. It was Hansen. She's holding her head and the whistle blows. Looked like maybe a stick or an elbow. Got up high and there's 7.4 seconds left here as Hansen is down and they're waving Coach Jacobus to come over. And this is the absolute last thing that we want to see as the game is about to be decided here. Hansen looked like she might have taken a stick blade, maybe not a stick blade, but maybe a butt end underneath the chin area over there, and she went down. She's moving around, and her teammates will now head over toward the bench. Coach Jacobus is over there as well, and Coach Paul Landstrom now will go tend to Francesca Hansen. 7.4 seconds left in the game. This one's going to go to the York Devils, but any celebration figures to be blunted here a little bit, as in the dying moments Francesca Hansen has taken a fall here. At this time, if this is our final broadcast for this crew for this season, or live stream, or whatever you call it, I'd like to offer all of my thanks and appreciation to anyone who's tuned in or shared a link or given encouragement through the comments or in person, as so many of you have, wearing all kinds of different jerseys and supporting teams from all sides. Now we'll give you a look at Hansen. Maybe it was something actually with the leg that got turned around, as Coach Landstrom helps her to the bench, or it's hard to speculate. But they'll face it off, and the last few seconds will expire, and the teams will shake hands, and the Devils will have their championship trophy or banner presented to them. Rockets will still have 6 attackers out there as we conduct the final moments of this game. Rodriguez on the face-off. Draws it toward the net. They push it forward. Jacobus will try to dig it down. Centering feed. Could they just get one before the buzzer? It's not going to happen. Final score 2-0. The York Devils are the AGHF champions with the 2-0 victory over the New Jersey Rockets. There's the Devils celebrating around Bridget Bales, and the Rockets close ranks around their brethren. After such a brilliant season, they come up just a little bit short against the York Devils. Emma Lacey saw 27, she stopped 25. Bridget Bales stopped all 14 she faced, and the Devils, with the 2-0 win, are the AGHF champions. Teams shake hands at center ice. For some, this will be their final game in these uniforms. For others, they'll be back, and still for others, they might end up wearing different jerseys, different places at different times. Maybe some will wear the same jerseys on the same teams at some times. There's things like spring hockey and summer, and maybe the next level of college or club hockey for some of these girls. And if there's one better liked on either team than Madison Brewer, number 66, I'd like to know about it. As the coaches shake hands. To a girl, the Rockets talk about, I really like that 66. And look at Brewer, comes over to the bench to check on Francesca Hansen, who's still down there, and Emily Phillips as well. The class of the York Devils has been evident from day one this season. Brilliant girls, a brilliant organization, well run, and deserving of their title. The Rockets are exiting the ice here. They're going to need maybe a couple of skaters to help Francesca Hansen maybe get off the ice. In the previous game, the visiting team did stay out for the presentation For the sake of you watching, on behalf of the Devils, we'll let you see a little bit of what's going on over here, although there's going to be plenty of video and pictures out there. Hansen still on the Rockets bench with Coach Jacobus consoling her, and you don't want to get this far only to come up a little bit short, but that's sports and that's the game. That's why you love it, and it's compounded a bit when you have an injury to boot. The Rockets do head back out to the ice now, as there is a banner to be presented them. Maybe they just went in to remove their helmets and equipment rather than do it on the ice. There'll be a final team picture. Not the one that they wanted. But sometimes, without understanding the agony of defeat, you don't taste as well the thrill and the fruits of victory that belong to the York Devils. Devils have gotten their banner and taken a picture. The Rockets now, as Hansen escorted over, will have theirs done. Try to give you a little better look at it as the girls gather around, and Coach Jacobus says, "I'm too short for the back," and he moves down toward the front. So some tears, some smiles, as the girls will remember being together, and they'll remember only the good things about this weekend, and sometimes maybe not be so pleased about the way that they came up a little short, but they left nothing on the bench. They left nothing out there. And really, nothing to be short of but proud. The two seniors for sure that are exiting are Haley Connolly and Emma Lacey. They are off to their respective colleges and will be freshmen next season, and they enjoy a tearful hug before exiting. And now into the locker room, where I imagine they'll take a while to emerge from. The affable Brewer heads over as the last York Devil. And that will mean that we wrap it up as Maria Hansen escorts her daughter to the locker room. And the Rocket season completes. They come up just a little bit short, but after a long road, they make it to the championship game. They push the York Devils to the brink, but York wins it 2-0. Once again, thank you to all who have supported the channel. We'll be back periodically with all kinds of content. It doesn't end here. Spring hockey, if there is any, tournaments that come up, maybe all different kinds of content, and for sure, a playoff ending interview with Coach Jeremy Jacobus and myself. So still reason to subscribe if you haven't. If this is the first time you've checked it out and you want to go back into the archives, hit that subscribe button and go fire through the archives and the playlists, and you can find your favorite player. The sorority of girls hockey is a privilege to cover. These are our daughters, our granddaughters, our great-granddaughters, our nieces, our sisters, our cousins, our friends, and of course, as most of you who play this game later do, yourselves. You come back to watch because you're all part of a family, no matter how rough it gets out there, no matter how much you want to win, and no matter how great it feels or how bad it feels when you come up a little short. That is what the game is all about, and that's what makes you a special breed. For the final time for this group, it's been my pleasure to cover New Jersey Rockets girls hockey. This is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching on RizzoVision.